So we have started a new chapter, chapter number third, a tiger in the zoo. We have already completed two chapters from this series, and which is going on from first flight poems. You can say first flight poetry. We have already completed dust of snow, ice and fire and ice, and now third we are doing a tiger in the zoo. Let's start. So this chapter is lengthy, means that its stanzas one by one is a little bit lengthy. So we can keep continue with these all stanza one after one, and you can learn from here everything properly. Okay, now we are starting from here. He talks in his vivid stripes, the few steps of his cage on pads of the velvet quiet in his quiet range. So in this stanza, poet says stanza the poet describes the appearance of the tiger in the zoo and its daily movements. He says that the stripe stand out distinctly even when seen from a distance. He moves very softly and steadily. The tiger can only walk the length of its cage, and it covers that distance in a few mere steps only. The underside of the tiger's paws is as smooth as velvet, and so they do not create any sound as it is walking. It seems as if all the anger that the tiger feels at being caged is also surprised in the same way. So we have done stanza 1, and now here we are starting stanza 2. So in this stanza 2, it's saying that he should be lurking in a shadow and sliding through long grass near the water hole where plump deer pass. Okay, we have completed this stanza also, but now we will see here explanation how it is being explained here. So let's just time it's making its frame properly. Little bit, give me. Now it's making frame here. Yeah, now it's okay. So we can start from here. So we have already done stanza 2, and now its explanation is from here. In this stanza, the poet imagine in this stanza, the poet imagines an alternate life for the tiger that is currently living in a zoo. He imagines what it would be like if the tiger was living in the wild. He says that normally a tiger should not be moving about in a clear daylight, but only in the darkness among shadowy places in a forest. The tiger should be hiding itself being long grass, so the water hole where all the animals, including the plump deer, come to drink water. In other words, the tiger should be left in the wild to hunt and gather its own food rather than be fed by zoo authorities. So we have completed till here. This was the explanation of stanza 2. Now we are starting stanza 3 from here. He should be snarling around houses at the jungle's edge, bearing his white fangs, his claws, terracing the village. In this stanza, the poet says that even though he would prefer the tiger to live in the wild, it is not as if it would lose all touch with human civilization. Once in a while, its day-to-day movements would lead it towards the outer boundary of the forest, where a few human residents can be found. The tiger would growl in its low and intimidating voice as it walked at the periphery of those houses, showing its fangs claws or its claws with the intention of scalding sorry in the with the intention of scaring all the inhabitants of that village. So we have done from till here, and now this chapter is lengthy, so we can start I'm just starting this page, and we can keep continue with whole scenario from here to there. So before this, I'm just making it in a frame, and then we can keep it properly. Now stanza 4, we will start from here. See, in stanza 4, what is poet saying here? Hmm. In stanza 4, but he is locked in a concrete cell. His strength behind bars, stalking the length of his cage, ignoring visitors. In this stanza, the poet stops imagining the tiger's alternative life and returns to its real one. He says that the tiger is locked up like a prisoner in a jail within a small cell made up of concrete. All the strength that resides in its body is locked behind bars of metal that make up the gate of its cell. Hundreds of people come to see tigers every day at the zoo, but it does not pay any heed to these visitors. Instead, the tiger prefers to walk stealthily over its cage. So we have done stanza 4 here, and now it's last stanza in stanza 5. We can see and we can complete this poem also properly. This poem is lengthy, as we are already discussing. So now we are keeping continuous stanza 5 from here. He hears the last voice at night, the patrolling cars, and stares with his brilliant eyes at the brilliant stars. In this stanza, the poet describes how the day ends for the tiger. It stays awake till the very last voice of the zookeeper locking up and going home can be heard. Even after that, it does not go to sleep. All night, prank rangers keep a watch over the surroundings of the zoo. While driving around in their official vehicles, the tiger stays awake and hears the sounds made by the cars of the patrolman. He stares at the stars in the night sky, which twinkling bright like his eyes. This was the explanation of stanza 5. So we have completed chapter 3rd also here, and before this we have completed already 2 more chapters. First, the so if you have not completed those both chapters, then you can keep continue with both chapter also. We have already completed Fire and Ice and Dust of Snow. These both chapters are very important, and I have already given that these all link there, and you can also see everything in playlist. In playlist you can see that one chapters, then second chapter, third chapter. So in sequence I have already added these all things in playlist. So in our next video we can complete chapter number 4. Its name is How to Tell Wild Animals. So till then you can keep revision, keep continue. It's properly. It's the last moment we are doing at the for your final examination of board examination. So it's very important content which you can revise here. You can sit anywhere and you can use your mobile phone, laptop anywhere, and you can take quick revision from these short notes and short videos, which will be very helpful for your point of view of your examination. After completing these all things, we can keep continue with some very important question. So keep it up and keep revision. We will just I will come with a new chapter, chapter number 4, How to Tell Wild Animals. Till then, keep revision.